Now this tip will really make you run sub 50. When you are trying to run sub 50 in the 400 meters, you need to work on two things in your training. I made a short about this that I posted, but you need to do two things in your training to help you run sub 50. First on is working on endurance and working on top end speed. So endurance is very simple. You're going to do anything from 600 meters or lower. I don't recommend going over 600 meters. And I don't recommend going any lower than like 100 meters. But you're going to work on endurance. So mainly this is 2s, 3s, and 400s. You could do like 250s. You could do 400 meter breakdowns. That's a great workout to do, which is you do a 250, take a minute 30 rest, and do a 150 all at 400 meter pace. And then you take a 5 to 7 minute rest between sets and you do 3 sets. Or you could do 6 150s or 250s, sorry, 6 250s. That's another workout you could do. So there's a bunch of different workouts for endurance that you could do, but building your endurance is key, especially if you're more of that 100, 200 meter athlete and you don't have the endurance. The endurance is going to help with your 200 and it's going to help with your 400. So work on that endurance. Do those endurance workouts. And you should be doing these once to twice a week. So 1 to 2 times per week is how much you should be doing these endurance workouts. Now, if you have a bunch of races going on where you're racing every single week, just do this once a week and that's all you really need to do. But if you have time in between your races, like you're only racing every other week or just maybe once a week, you want to do 2 of these workouts because you feel like you're lacking on the endurance side of things, do 2 of these workouts, but make sure they're, farther away from your race day because you don't want to be doing too much in your training to tire you out for your races because the races are more important than just running hard in your training. Second thing that most athletes need to focus on, which is going to help you run tremendously faster, this is the biggest one, is top end speed training. So one of my athletes runs the 4 and the 8. He has a 51.98 in the 400 and he has a 201.53 in the 8. He's primarily an 8 guy, but he has a fast 400. But we did a 200 meter time trial where we threw him into a 200 meters to see where his 200 was at. And it was at 23.87, which is not bad. And that was wind aided, so it's not bad, but having a 23.87 is not going to get you to sub 50. What you have to do, this is what I do, and this is what's worked for me for years with many of my athletes. I don't remember where I got this from. It was from some equation. But basically, you take your 200 meter time and times it by 2.171. And that will give you what you could run in the 400. And that's basically like, I don't want to say that's the fastest you could run in the 400, but even athletes like my 8 and 4 guy, or even endurance athletes, they are still not running faster than what their 200 to their 400 meter conversion with the 2.71. That's like the fastest you could run, I would say. With that conversion, usually that's the fastest you could run in the 400. Pretty close. So that's like your potential in the 400 meters if you don't work on top end speed. His potential is 51.77. 51.77 if he does not build any top end speed. Which means if he keeps running the 400, he's not going to build his top end speed. And if he keeps running the 8, he's not going to build his top end speed. And I know he's an 8 guy, but if he were to focus on the 4, we'd have to work on his top end speed and bring that 200 down to a 23.5, 23.4, sub 23 if he really wants to break that 50-second barrier. So take your 200 meter time, times it by 2.171, and that should give you what you could run in the 400. So okay, let's say you're running 23.5 in the 200, but you're only running 53 in the 4. You need to work on your endurance. But let's say you're really close to that time that it's giving you within half a second. Within half a second of the time it's giving you, I would say you need to work on your top end speed. So what you need to do is do anywhere from 50 meters up to 120 meters and do long rest. So if you go to the gym and squat and you do a max squat or a max bench press, you are not going to be doing that 1 rep max and then taking a 30-second rest, a minute rest, a 2-minute rest, and then hitting that same weight again. You're going to have to take a long rest. You may have to take 4, 6, 8 minutes, even sometimes 10 minutes of rest just to hit that weight again. So what I would recommend doing is taking 4 to 8 minutes of rest between repetitions of top speed and do 50 to 120 meters. So a good workout could be 10 times 60 meters. You could do, 60, 80, 100, 120, 100, 80, 60. Good workout right there. Boom. And that's all max speed. You could do some flies, right? Where you jog 20 meters, sprint 40 to 50 meters, jog 20 meters, right? And you just go at some flies, right? And you do some of those, and you work on your top end speed. Maybe do 6 flies, and then maybe finish off with 2 100s or 3 100s. That's a good workout right there for top end speed, but you have to take long rests to let your body recover so you can hit top speed again. And then obviously you want to do some type of weight training with this. If you're not doing any weight training in the gym, building up your quads, building up your VMO, building up your tips and your calves and your hamstrings, all those different things and feet muscles, you're not really going to be able to run sub 50 anyways. You could do it off natural talent, but it's going to help you a lot more if you're in the gym. And I will make other videos about gym workouts and what to do in the gym. But hopefully you guys liked this video. If you guys did, please click that subscribe button and check out this video over here because YouTube thinks you're going to like it.